Should have thought at least something to say for the first. It seems like making mead at home is difficult and tricky. It's not. We're gonna show you how to do it in 5 minutes or less. At least that's the plan. The only real equipment that you'll need, if you guys do want the full version of this, we'll put a link to that down below. We'll be releasing tasting notes and all that stuff and then compile it all at the end. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. But today, we're just gonna get this stuff going and show you really how easy it is. I'll talk about all the equipment and all the ingredients as we use them in their context. So 1 gallon jug or equivalent, depending on how much mead you wanna make. I filled that up with a little bit of sanitizing solution. We just mixed up a small amount of Star San in a spray bottle. That's all that we need to go there. We're going to drain our Star San into here. We'll eventually be topping this up with our airlock and our stopper, but for the time being, I'm just gonna throw those in here so to make sure they stay sanitized. And then we're gonna get our honey. This is nothing fancy, but it's just a nice wildflower blend. Certainly if you can get your hands on some local honey, or if you have like a beekeeper friend or something, that's the move. But we're just gonna go simple since that's what we got today and show you that you can make really good mead with really cheap honey. Not that any honey is that cheap anymore. We've got our funnel. I sanitized this a little while ago too, just by spraying it down. One more freshen up. And then hopefully we can get this honey to pour inside of here. As we said, we did pre-warm it a little bit, but it's still gunky as hell, so this might take away from our 5-minute timer, but with the magic of editing, we'll show you how easy this is. So I fought with the honey for about 5 more minutes, got it all into the fermenter, and then topped it up to 1 gallon with spring water that, of course, I forgot to film. All right, so we got all of our honey transferred over, and now we'll spend a few minutes just shaking this up to get it all dissolved off the bottom. Much easier than getting it out of the container. And I want a little bit shy of 1 gallon just to leave some headspace. That'll make the mead a little bit stronger. We'll talk more about how to use the hydrometer in our full video, but we'll at least give you a crash course on it here now too. In addition to dissolving all the honey, this will also mix in a lot of oxygen. And then I'll also take this opportunity to give it a little bit of nutrient. I feel like a Scarface joke could work here. If there is any pro tip on making mead, it's just to give it a good dose of nutrients. I think a lot of people skip that step. Really makes it age and get good faster. And then we'll mix that in, mix in some oxygen, pitch our yeast, and then stick the airlock on there. It's November 1st, so we've just started seeing all of the Christmas decorations going out, of course. Mead makes an excellent holiday gift. If you whip up a batch, you can give it to folks, you can fill up little bottles, put something fancy on them, or you can just drink it all yourself. That's good too. So that's really it. That's all we need to do to get this stuff going. We'll take a little hydrometer reading here just so we have an idea of what our gravity is, but we won't bore you with these details since you don't really need to do this. Again, if you want the details on how all this part of it works, we'll have a link to our full video that'll be coming out soon. Final step, we're gonna use a package of 71B on this one. Sprinkle that right in on top. We'll let that yeast find its own way to life. This is scaled for 6 gallons, so I'm just gonna put about 1/3 of it in there, which should be more than enough. And then instead of our cap, we'll stick our sanitized airlock on top and really just let this sit ideally right around 70 degrees. You can go a little warmer with wine yeast. You can go a little cooler, but ideally 70 to 75 degrees is where this stuff is gonna be the happiest. So it stays about that in the shop this time of the year. We're gonna find a nice little hidey corner for it and let it do its thing. And when it gets to about 1/3 of the final gravity, that means about 1/3 of the sugar remaining to be fermented out, or maybe in about 2 or 3 days. That's actually Firm Start. I meant to grab Fermaid back there, but we'll hit it with a little bit of Fermaid just to help it finish out. That's just a yeast energizer. It's an optional step, but again, a little bit of a hack that will make your mead get good that much quicker. But with that, hopefully it was 5 minutes. We're gonna do a time lapse on getting the honey to come out of that container, but that's all there is to it. If you guys want the tasting notes, or if you want the whole story of making mead, click subscribe. We'll have that video coming out very soon. Until then, cheers for something awesome. If you all want to try making your own mead at home, I encourage you to give it a whirl. It's really just as easy as it looks. As always, and until next time.